This is the number one thing that is going to make you successful in property or not. Now, there's a bunch of things. Obviously, there's a bunch of things, right? Data, team, research. All these things are super important. However, what is the most important? It's your mindset. Sounds rah-rah, but hear me out. What am I talking about? In this very, very quick video, and it'll probably only be about 2 minutes, I'm going to take you through 3 of the most important mantras or mindset shifts you need to make right now if you're going to be a successful property investor, okay? Number 1, and I do this for myself, okay, and I've also done this and seen the hundreds of clients that we've helped, and I've been able to determine what are the really, really successful clients of ours compared to some who are not as successful. What is the difference just in relation to mindset? Okay, so this is not me talking out of turn. But number 1, you need to be willing to spend money on professionals. This has just occurred with a very, very, very good friend of mine. But it's also been occurring for years, and it's also been occurring a lot for a lot of our clients or a lot of people who have come into contact with Fresh Start, right? If I had a professional mechanic, he ran his own shop, worked on hundreds of cars, had all the tools, all the staff, worked on cars all day, every single day, would I consider doing it myself, or would I hand it to the mechanic? Now, maybe if you're an enthusiast, maybe if you had all the tools, the time, the knowledge, you'd give it a crack, right? But 95% of us would hand it to the mechanic. Why is it any different for a house? Shouldn't you be more inclined to get the right advice, to work with the right team, to pay for a professional, because you're dealing with a $500,000 asset as opposed to a $20,000 car? So that's the first one. Be willing to invest in professionals and do not look at cost as the biggest thing. Obviously consider it, right? But if there's a property manager who's charging more, or a buyer's agent who's charging more, a solicitor who's charging more, or whoever in that team, an accountant who's charging more, don't let that be the thing to deter you, because you will pay for it a lot of the time. Sometimes people are very cheap and excellent, right? But generally speaking, in my experience and a lot of our clients' experiences in the hundreds of properties we've bought, paying that little bit extra a lot of the time can be really, really worth it. Really worth it. That's the first thing. The second thing is looking long term. So clients right now, perfect example, they think to themselves, interest rates are high, property is going to cost me $5,000 a year to hold, let's say. It's not the right time to buy property. My response is always the same. It's always the exact same. If the property cost you $5,000 year 1, $3,000 year 2, $0 year 4, and was putting $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 year 10, year 15, as you go along, more and more money in your pocket, plus you've selected the right asset, the property's doubled in 5, 6, 7 years, worth triple, quadruple in 15, 20 years' time, would it be worth the $5,000 that it cost you year 1? If the answer is yes, and your lifestyle has not been affected, and if you still don't invest, then unfortunately your mindset is poor. And it's a short-sighted mindset as opposed to a long-sighted mindset. And you will pay the price for that as you go along, right? Because there's always reasons as to why you shouldn't invest. There's always, it always feels safer to have cash in the bank. But a good reminder is every single day that your cash is in the bank is a day that you're losing because you're not doing anything with it. So that's the second thing, looking long-term. The third thing, and this is probably one of the biggest ones that I actually see day to day, with our team, and we've got a sales team, they talk to a lot of clients. This is probably one of the biggest ones that I see, is listening to friends or family who have not achieved what you want. I say this again and again, and I sound like a broken record. If you're listening to people who are not where you want to be, all you're doing is casting the blame onto someone else for your decisions. And ultimately, you, again, are likely to complete and do the exact same steps that they have gone through. Example, if your father, I love my father, I have great respect for my father. My father does not own investment properties, except for now that I've started purchasing properties for him. I would be very, very silly to listen to the advice of my father. Because, and again, my father would say this only because he loves me, he's trying to protect me. But think about yourself. And if there's anyone in the world who is not necessarily where you want to be, why would you listen to them? It's a very, very simple one. But again, this comes into the mindset, right? I've seen so many clients. I can't tell you how many people have come to us and gone, I want to do this, but I've just got to get past this barrier, which is my parents who don't own any property, have paid off their home. That's all they have done, which is still an amazing achievement, right? But why would you listen to that person, that particular person, father, friend, whoever it is, if they've never achieved what you want? There's the three. Listen to family or friends. Not being willing to invest and pay money for professionals to be around you. And the third thing is looking short-sighted as opposed to long-sighted. I hope that was of value to your success.